as I've inserted in the chat box, this session will be recorded. For those who couldn't join today, can rewatch it, and being thus a helpful tool when they are submitting their applications to the program. My name is Cristian Gál. I work as ecosystem lead at EIT Digital. I'm based in Budapest. I welcome you all to this session today on autonomous systems and intelligent robots. This is going to be a 1 hour long session, and we were trying to provide inputs in every single aspect of the program, making sure you have all the relevant info. So we'll have the program lead speaking on the program itself, then we will have the Master School Office speaking on the technical procedure of the application itself, and then we will have a student ambassador who is actually still in the program, so he's a current student at Master School, who will share his experiences, someone who knows the program inside out. So this is how it's going to be. And then after these presentations, let's say in the second half, so the last 20-25 minutes, we have the space for Q&As. If for some reason you cannot write your question in the chat box, it's also fine if you raise your hand as usual in the Teams, then we will pass on the question. Just so that's the experience, it's best if you formulate already the question, because sometimes when you are raising your hand and asking the question, it becomes too long, and we are trying to focus on the question, of course, to provide the best answer available. So that's being said as an intro, and now I would like to ask Davide Brunelli from University of Trento to first please put on your camera. Hi, Davide.
Hi.
And to start your presentation, and after that we'll move on to the Master School Office.
Okay.
Davide, the floor is yours.
Okay,
Grazie.
thank you. Let me share the presentation. I hope that you can see it.
All good.
So nice to meet you all. My name is Davide Brunelli. I'm a program lead for the program of Autonomous System Intelligent Robots. And let's say I'm new also because last year the leader was another professor of University of Bologna. So this is together with you my first presentation, and I will present you quickly this program, and later, as I already said, if you have question for mainly bureaucratic part, administrative part, there will be of course the Master Student Office. So let's say what Autonomous System Intelligent Robot Program is. Let's say as any EIT digital program offers let's say unvaluable opportunity to share and improve your competencies, in particular, of course, in autonomous system. It is a double degree. It means that you have the opportunity to study in 2 different universities from 2 different European countries, and to share 2 different year programs in these 2 universities. Of course, you can choose your own curriculum. You are supported by EIT Collocation Center, and this will help you to expand and make your network much strong than let's say normal degree study in autonomous system. And of course, you have also the advantage to have the alumni directory, and so share the network and share the knowledge with the previous students. And so under the EIT digital, let's say, ecosystem, you have different areas spanning from fintech, data science, cybersecurity, embedded system, and so on. But we are focusing here on the program on autonomous system and intelligent robots. What does it mean? It means that, as I said before, you will share the knowledge about the most important university in this topic. This type of slide, actually, you will see also later by the Master School Office. It means that you will collect a certain number of ECT credits for the first year in 1 European university. This is called entry university. In the meanwhile, the second year, let's say, will be in a second university of a different country. This is, let's say, a small constraint that we will see later better what does it mean. And during the transition, you may have the opportunity to attend to several initiatives like summer schools that permits you also to collect other additional ACT credits. Why autonomous system and intelligent robots? Let's say, as you can see, day by day, there are a lot of advances and a lot of job opportunity, not only really job, but also the opportunity to open, let's say, your own company, the opportunity to make entrepreneurship, the opportunity to lead these new areas that is robots, autonomous vehicle, autonomous system, and the way to interact between this system and the area of market from real industrial sector to any services and so on. And at the basis of autonomous system and intelligent robots, there are the synergy between computer science, and you can easily imagine, for example, let's say, neural network and artificial intelligence as one of the cornerstone of this technology, but also robotics, so mechatronic, mechanics, and all the automation and control disciplines that permits you to design this type of distributed and intelligent system. At the basis of the course that you can learn almost in any university is consists of different disciplines that you will address from Internet of Things, machine learning, robotics, modeling, and embedded electronics program, autonomous software system. And yes, the program, of course, has some basic, let's say, basic background that are required. Of course, you can apply if you have a Bachelor of Science degree, whatever it is. But of course, also if your final study during the Bachelor degree is involved in let's say, area of electrical engineering, electronics, computer science, information technology, and also industrial engineering. One of the backgrounds that are desired for students is having a basic understanding of programming, because most of the course, of course, are based on this skill, okay? Then let's go on. So as said, the program is organized in 2 years. 1 year is the entry for the student, and the student has to spend 1 year in one of the entry universities. At the moment, as listed here, you may select between ELTE University in Hungary, KTH Sweden, University of Trento in Italy, BBM in Hungary, University of Côte d'Azur in France, University of Bologna in Italy, and Aalto University. After the first year, you can move to another university in a different country. For example, again, the list that you can see here, and we will discuss, I will present you better later. In the first year, it is a bit different from the second year. The first year will provide you a similar knowledge independently from the entry points. It means you to, let's say, collect a similar knowledge independent that permits you to specialize in the second year. So, for example, the core competencies that you will learn are robotics, artificial intelligence, modeling, control. But since we are an advanced course under the EIT digital program, also a large part of the knowledge will be also dedicated to business and management. Okay, the second year instead is the dedicated to a specialization. Specializations that will be provided by different university. Each university will specialize you in different, let's say, subset of the disciplines. For example, we have 7 universities that will provide this exit program. KTH Sweden is more oriented on intelligent autonomous system. Eurocom France, Sensing and Communication for Autonomous System. University of Bologna, Smart Industry and Mobility. University of Trento will provide you more specialization on smart healthcare autonomous system, BME autonomous robotics, ELTE machine learning and deep learning for robotics, Aalto University in Finland, robotics and artificial intelligence. And as said, in between the first and the second year, and anyway, during the course, you have the opportunity to participate to several initiatives and opportunities, such as summer programs, summer school, self-standing online modules that we will provide to you, and dedicated weeks for specific educating programs or, let's say, entrepreneurship school and so on. This is an example of the program of the last year. I guess that the program from this year is under preparation and will be published soon. Okay, so why participating to this autonomous system program under EIT Digital? The main reason is the opportunity that this type of program could provide with respect to the normal academic program that you can find in your own university. This permits you to actually connect much faster and create a much stronger network between competencies, and you can quickly rise up the leadership in this type of field. So not only permits you to create your own company if you want to, let's say, tackle the challenge of a startup, but you can also quickly become a leader on the most technology companies in autonomous system and intelligent robotics, but also a lot of different area and sectors where this technology will be used and actually are already using today. I'm just the last information. I said that there are several programs under EIT Digital. This year, the program on autonomous system and intelligent robots is a bit different from last year because it could be, let's say, supported with more intensity by European Union because it is funded by a project called Spectre, and also the consortium of this project will, let's say, enforce the capability to give you higher education in these topics, let's say. The consortium has more than 12 universities from 7 different countries, some small and medium enterprises that are directly connected to this autonomous system program, and also a research institute and so on. Okay, my presentation on autonomous system program is now finished. These slides will permit you to get the link for more information to the Master School office, but I guess that you have already the email. But if you need more detailed information as a program leader and more about the type of courses that you will attend in different universities, you can have also my direct mail and the mail of our local office at the University of Trento. Okay, I think that this is the last slide. I don't know if you have a question or if you want to move to the next presentation.
Thank you, Davide. I would suggest that the Master School office now speaks about the procedure itself, and then in the Q&A, all those questions related to the program itself then can come to you. Thank you so much. And also, if you could stop sharing the screen, then we can pass on the word to Katie Zmijewski, who will be speaking from the Master School office. Katie is sitting in Stockholm, more concretely at the KTH University, and she will be speaking about the Davida, please, just your screen is still shared so that you are aware of it. Okay, so Katie, you can take it over just by sharing your own, and then it swaps the two.
Okay. So hello. Yes, my name is Katie, and I am. Let's see if I can do two things at once. Oops.
We can see it now, but not in a slideshow mode yet.
Not in a slideshow mode yet.
You could make it slightly bigger.
It's okay now?
Great. Yes, full screen. Thank you.
Okay, I'll go. My name is Katie Zmijewski, and I work at the Master School office, and we're based in Stockholm. And I will go quite quickly through some of these, as Davida has already covered a lot of it. But just to give a complete overview, you kind of start off with a kickoff during the first semester. Spend year one in one country. Everyone does a 2-week summer school somewhere in Europe. Year two, you specialize and spend it at your exit university. And then hopefully we finalize the graduation ceremony at the end. Just to give an idea, last year's kickoff was in Cluj in Napoca. So it's not just students from the program you attend, but from all of EIT Digital's programs that meet in one city. So it's a great opportunity for networking. You work on business challenges together, listen to inspiring speeches, and this is included in the tuition fee. The summer school, as we have already mentioned, it's also working on business cases, and it's in different cities around Europe every year. The ones for 2024 will soon be published. To end, hopefully, your master program, there's a graduation ceremony, which is also held somewhere in Europe every year. Last year it was held in Madrid, and it was a great celebration for everyone on completing their degrees. These are just some data from the alumni survey that we did in 2022, where it shows that 83% of EIT Digital graduates had a job already within 3 months, and that 75% earn more than the average European salary per year. And also, since start, more than 120 startups have been created by EIT Digital students. So the current application period is open at the moment. Closes on the 8th of February, period 1 at 1800 European time. On the 27th of March, letters of acceptance are then sent out, and that's also at the same time that you would receive scholarships. And then you would have about a week to decide and hopefully accept your offer by the 3rd of April. We do recommend this period 1 application round, especially for non-European citizens, and it has to do with the visa and visa processes, that it can take a little bit of time. So in order to be sure that you have time to get it in time for the semester, we do recommend that you apply in period 1. When it comes to tuition fees, for EU citizens, there's a fee of 5,000 euros per year, and for non-EU citizens, it's 15,000 euros per year. There's a compulsory application fee, which is €75, which needs to be paid on the same day as the latest by the deadline of the 8th of February for period 1. There's also a registration fee that if you are offered a place in the program, you would need to pay €250 to register. This would later be deducted from your tuition fees, unless you get scholarship, of course. Scholarships are, we do have a number of scholarships, and they are merit-based. The application for the EIT digital scholarships is done at the same time as the application. It's done in the portal. I will show you a screenshot later so you can see. And these are mainly tuition fee waivers, either full or half tuition fee waivers. For the Spectro program for non-European students, there's also a scholarship that offers monthly allowances. Apart from the scholarships offered by EIT Digital, there is also something we call the deferred tuition fee payment plan, which is an opportunity that we offer together with the European Investment Fund. And it allows master students to start. It's basically a bit like a loan. So you study and then you start repaying your tuition fee 6 months after graduating. And apart from these opportunities, there's also a lot of scholarships offered by the partner universities. Some of these you apply for in the application, but some of them go directly via that university. If you go visit our homepage, all the information will clearly be stated there. As I mentioned, some of the scholarships you apply for directly in the portal when you complete your application. This is done under tab 4 for those of you that might have already started an application. For the EIT digital scholarships, it's very easy. You click the yes or the no button at the top, and then further down you maybe see that there are a further 4 scholarships mentioned. In order to add things there, you click the edit button, and for some of them you will be asked to add some additional documentation. So how to apply? This is via the website. You go to masterschool.eitdigital.eu. The application round is open at the moment. You can find all the information regarding requirements and everything like that. There you will also find some video guides. One is more of an instruction of how to do the actual application in portal. It's a step-by-step guide. And one is an application guidelines around the necessary documentation that you need. Also mention that next week there will be a more practical webinar, which is based on completing the actual application. So if you have any questions, you're very welcome to join us there. And of course, you're always welcome to contact us at masterschool.eitdigital.eu for any questions you might have around the actual application. And lastly, I'd just like to mention that in case you haven't seen, via the homepage, you can also get into contact with our student ambassadors, which is a great way to learn more about EIT Digital from the student perspective. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Katie, so much. Just I would like to reflect on the, not the last, but the one before, that you're organizing this session, and all those who have started registration or started the application itself will be invited to this one, and it's happening next week. So if you consider applying, we do recommend to do that, because it's a really technical, hands-on kind of workshop that Katie and the team will be presenting. Thank you, Katie. Please stay for us for the Q&A. And now, reflecting on the last slide on the student ambassadors, I would like to ask Christian Seaman to please turn on your camera. Thank you so much for being with us. So that you know, Christian is a really active student of ours, an alumni. Perfect. Basically, still running the show as a student. He was very helpful as well last October at Cluj at the kickoff ceremony. So thank you, Christian, for coming and attending. And please share your experiences with the program itself that you think would be, useful to know if I would be about applying for the program. So the floor is yours, Christian. Thank you.
Please confirm that you see my screen first. And thank you.
We do. Yeah, actually, you're appearing just before. I mean, in front of the slide. Now your slide is smaller.
Yeah, that's the point as well. I like to speak with my hands when I'm presenting, so I'm gonna keep it like this. Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Christian Simon Kerekes, and I'm gonna be talking about my experience as in the EIT Digital Autonomous Systems program. First of all, a little bit about myself. I'm from Cluj-Napoca, actually, in Romania, where the last year's kickoff was, and I'm currently still an EIT Digital Master student, and also a student ambassador now. I just started my internship for the end of my studies in a research institute in France. I'm a language enthusiast, and I'm an introvert, despite my reputation in the EIT community. And first of all, I want to tackle why you would choose EIT Digital, because I know, at least for me, at the end of my bachelor's and before I applied to EIT, I was really bombarded with a lot of options to what to choose from. There were a lot of universities that were, either pushing their master's programs or some other Erasmus program, or there's also companies that try to convince you to join their 6-month, 12-month boot camps or training programs to ultimately give you a job. But in contrast, actually the EIT program is pretty unique in the sense that the whole program itself is sort of an opportunity coach. And it's going to become clearer when I continue with the slides. But basically, during the program, you're presented with all of these opportunities. I think, as the Professor Daniele, I think, presented, we have this kickoff and the summer school, and there's a lot of, opportunities to connect with people, at least. And through connecting with these people, you get all sort of information about other things that you could be doing, or startup ideas or stuff like that. And you're constantly being pushed towards opportunities and constantly being pushed out of your comfort zone. And as a more personal example, this is something that I did actually in my first year. You can see here we are in Côte d'Azur in southern France. And I had identified that people between department and university weren't, really talking to themselves. And there was a really big gap in communication there. And I presented this idea to my local EIT coordinator. And she was absolutely thrilled to help me organize something like this. And in the end, it ended up being a really, really big success, and it basically blew my expectations. Because I could take that initiative. I felt like during the program I was compelled to take initiative, and this is one of the results of that. Where we had I think we had like 50 people, where some of them were top researchers, or some of them were professors, or some of them were even from the industries. I don't know, from Google, from Microsoft. I think we had some people. It was really an amazing experience. And this is actually one of with the point that I think the program is really nice. And I can't really talk about the program without mentioning the community itself. And as you see, actually, the picture that you see is probably describes it better than what I can do with my words, because we're physically supporting, you know, our friends up in the air, and this is exactly what the community is supposed to do. And in my experience, that's exactly what it does. This is also from my first kickoff, like my kickoff. So, you know, it's you should expect things like this, but you should take initiative. You know, keep in mind that you should take initiative for stuff like this. And now I wanna talk about what you think you want to do. So if you don't know what you want to do, do you want to start a startup? Do you want to found a startup? Because in that sense, the program offers you a lot of business classes, as was mentioned. There's a lot of networking opportunities, and it basically gives you the confidence you need to, you know, decide that you want to found a startup. Because, you know, to have a startup, you actually have to decide to have one. But if you're not interested in that, maybe you're looking for your dream job or something similar. Inside the partner universities, there's a lot of great technical courses. At least I had a lot of fun following the courses, and they were really good. Some of them were really, really good. And there's also this, you know, flexibility in how you set your goals. You could always propose, you know, a project topic or whatever in the courses that you were taking, in most of them at least. And there's also really, really good, great parallels to the job market after this, with, you know, the networking that you did and the projects that you did. Companies are actually really, really interested in hearing about the projects that you did during the masters. It's something that's really attractive to the interviewers. But, you know, if you're not decided what you wanted to do, you can. I actually advise you to go through the program, because it will become extremely clear about which parts of both of these aspects you don't like. So if you don't like, I don't know, the marketing part of the startup, you can either find somebody to do it for you, or, you know, you find out that in the end you don't actually want to found a startup, you just want to find a dream job, and the other way around. But, you know, they're not really mutually exclusive either. So if you want to do both, then you know, do both. Nobody's stopping you. Get the job, then found the startup, or found the startup and then get the job. So yeah, maybe see if there's somebody in the community that did it before, and they will probably be more than happy to, you know, talk to you and give you some advice. And a personal example again is, you know, when you were a child, you used to say, "Mom, I want to be an astronaut." You know, it was just like a child fun. But recently, I came to reassess this, because I was recently looking for, you know, places to do my internship in for the end of my studies. And I was stumbled upon, after I emailed a couple of companies and startups and research institutes, I stumbled upon the European Space Agency website. And funnily enough, you know, they had job opportunities there. So my reaction was, wait, I can actually do it. You know, I can actually be an astronaut. And it actually forced me to reassess, you know, what I knew from what I had preconceived as a child. And I think that's a really amazing thing that actually came from the EIT program. So if I didn't join the EIT program, I probably wouldn't have ever imagined that, you know, I still had the chance, you know, if I wanted to be an astronaut, I could still be an astronaut. And I think it's one of the really big selling points for the program. But I want to continue with me asking you a question, is if you ever wanted to be, you know, part of the cool kids. I mean, the bird on the right is relevant. It's one of the cool birds, but I just found it funny that it let me take a picture of it. But essentially, when you're talking to somebody that's a non-EIT student, and you tell them how it is like to be an EIT student, that you're going to different countries and studying and traveling and stuff like this, their reaction is going to be somewhere from slightly jealous to extremely jealous, and which in essence is exactly, you feel exactly like one of the quote unquote cool kids. So this is sort of your chance if you're not a cool kid already, which I'm sure you are. About the workload inside the programs, this is, again, it depends on the universities, but is it easy peasy lemon squeezy or messy stressy, you know, lemon depressy? the thing is, if you like a challenge, and I like a challenge personally. I run towards adversity. It's you can do that. You can learn as much as possible and get the best grades possible, and nobody stops you from doing that. At least I haven't heard about somebody being stopped from learning more. But if, on the other hand, you're more interested in business or networking or cultural differences or anything else that's non-technical, I don't know, you want to start learning to play Spanish guitar, then I guess you can do that. You're actually encouraged to do that. This is a big part of the program, at least in my experience. It was a big part of the program that we were encouraged to connect with people as much as possible. I, in the end, got the best of both worlds. This on the bottom left, you see me and my friends being, demolished after a series of very tough exams and sleeping on a bench in the sun. But on the right, you see us actually, after we finished everything, we were really, really, really happy, and everything was good. But I got this quote just looking at the pictures. I don't know if it's an actual quote from somewhere, but where there's adversity, there's friendship. And as it turns out, these people ended up being my best friends now. Can you travel during the studies? And the simple answer is definitely yes. Nothing's stopping you from traveling. As long as you plan properly, you're more than capable to travel. In fact, all of the places you see that I displayed on the screen are pictures from my phone or from my camera, from all over the places that I traveled during the master's program so far. I still have 6 months to go, so I'm planning to go to other places. But funnily enough, none of these are from either the kickoff or the summer school, which have folders of pictures of their own, and they're really, really amazing opportunities, really. So basically, you get the chance to visit everything. And I want to conclude now because I don't want to drag this out too long. I still have a lot of stories to tell, so don't be a stranger and reach out if you feel uncomfortable about anything about the program, or I don't know, about moving to a different country, or not speaking the language or stuff like this. Feel free to don't hesitate to contact me. I'm more than happy to help you or point you to somebody that can help you. And especially if you're a non-EU student, the culture shock from moving from your country to Europe can be really, really, really big. At least one of my best friends now is from southern India, and he had a really tough time adjusting, to the food, to everything, and stuff you wouldn't really think about. If I can help you with that sort of stuff, at least there's 9 out of 10 chances that I know somebody from your country or from your city even probably that has gone through the exact same thing as you did, and I can put you in contact with that somebody, and then you're at least have somebody to talk to about it. Yeah, I put my email and my LinkedIn on the screen. You can either type it in or scan the QR code. So again, don't hesitate to contact me, and if you have any questions, I think you can safely direct them to me in the Q&A session. Thanks, and good luck.
Thank you so much, Christian. And again, really appreciate that, as you're still part of the program, you're coming to these sessions and sharing your experiences. I think it is quite useful and personal. So special thanks for the honesty on that one. So after we have 15 minutes left, we can of course make it slightly longer if needed. So far, we have heard about the program itself from Davide, then on the application procedure itself from Katie, and then from Christian about those personal and other aspects of the program that might be interesting for you. So now, as we signaled, is a time for questions you might have, either putting in the chat box or just raising your hand, and then you can ask it. For the sake of the recording, I will ask the questions also in loud so other people can follow up what the answer was. So there's a question from Saim, sorry. My question is about EIT Digital Scholarship criteria of the EIT Digital Scholarship, amount of the scholarship, and what will be covered under the scholarship. Is it a full or partial scholarship? I believe on the website there is a dedicated segment to it, whereas you can find all the information dealing with the scholarship, the amount, and other details. Syed Nakib, what is the criteria for language exams IELTS? Is it necessary for the students who did bachelor in computer science? Again, there is a section on the language criteria requirements for your application. On this specific one, Katie, David, Christian, if you could turn on your camera so we can see, and also if questions are being raised and you can answer, I appreciate if you could take them and answer them. So on this specific one, so again, the language one is detailed on the website. Perhaps Davide, you can have a word on this question if it's necessary for the students who did bachelor in computer science.
Let's say all the courses are in English. So actually, I guess that if a student gets the bachelor in computer science and in an English version, I think that it is enough to follow also the master degree, let's say.
Okay, so all the BA studies had to be taught in English completely.
Yeah, in any
Yeah,
university,
okay.
all the courses are in English.
Okay, and if you could stay on and answer to this one, which is from Nitish, how significant is work/research experience compared to bachelor's degree?
Let's say we had also some students in the past that, let's say, between the bachelor degree, they passed several years in work experience. Let's say also candidates that have a long work experience and maybe a bachelor degree in a different disciplines, actually they can afford the course. In most of the cases, the experience gained during working, of course, in this type of area, in this type of domain, is completely equivalent to a bachelor degree.
Okay. Question from Akhil: how much weight is given to work experience compared to scores in bachelor's? I guess actually there was another session yesterday and this question or similar one came up. So there is no 50-50% per se, how much this is given. It really depends on a case-by-case approach. Of course, it depends where you have been working, for how long, what kind of experiences you have compared to bachelor. So this is not something we can concretely answer to you at this point, I'm afraid. Question from Pranay Katyal from India. So you are saying, so she's saying applied for the autonomous systems program and had these questions. I'm not sure if this is something that happened in the past or it's happening. If you are here, please clarify. General questions. Wow, you have sent quite a few. So from the list of specific skills, would we be learning only one of them or all of them? What are the chances of acceptance into the university program? What are the main requirements for scholarship? How to enroll for the EIF program? Is having working experience compulsory? As I couldn't get a proper job, I did 6 months, but not a relevant field after my bachelor. How is the degree value perceived by the private sector? Okay, so let's start with these. I guess these are more for you, Davide, and then we can move on the other segment.
Let's say, concerning the first, let's say the exit year is more oriented on specific skills. Each university exit will perform a specialization. So actually, this is what make the difference. So you may select one or two university and you have a more specialized direction. The entry is actually equivalent from any university.
Okay. Something, if you could share on the degree value perceived by the private sector.
Let's say, concerning the first, let's say the exit year is more oriented on specific skills. Each university exit will perform a specialization. So actually, this is what make the difference. So you may select one or two university and you have a more specialized direction. The entry is actually equivalent from any university.
Okay. So you have mentioned that the rate of people getting a job is pretty high, and also the expected salary. If there's anything else we can add here, please do. If not, then we can just move on to the next ones. Okay.
For me,
so let's
we
move on.
can, yeah.
Okay. So for Christian specifically, I guess she's wondering, or he, sorry, is wondering about the possibilities after or during the studies. Placement, job roles, placement country, internships, projects are told us or our own. Are the companies placed in reputed? Are the program subjects taught online or offline or mixed? So Christian, there are many questions here. If you could answer in a sort of summary, I would appreciate that.
Yeah, okay. So to break this, actually, it's two parts, because the job market is looking actually very favorably on the degree. As far as I know, I've had a couple of interviews with very different companies in the past few months. They all were really excited that I had this, intercultural knowledge between them, and it really gives you an advantage if you can also, communicate that and put yourself out there properly. As far as projects go, I mean, you can propose your own projects in the courses that you take, or you can showcase the project that the professors propose to you as on your CV or on stuff like that, and it's usually a really big bonus for interviewers to, because they will ask you about them and you'll be able to talk about them, which is going to make you infinitely more attractive than somebody that doesn't do that. And are programs online or offline or mixed? Well, I can't answer that. It's dependent on, I don't know, the university or the courses that you take at the certain university. For me, in southern France, in Côte d'Azur, great university, by the way, I recommend it. It was very much physical, so it was not online at all. And in my second year in Stockholm, it was mixed, more or less online, and the others were offline. So the experience is mixed there.
Okay, thank you, Christian. If there's anything else to be clarified, Pranay, please put it into the chat box so we can get back to that. Rodrigo, does a program qualify you for a doctorate? Davide?
Yeah, I would say absolutely yes. Actually, the program will give you 2 degrees from the respective university entry and exit. And the degree are equivalent to the academic degree that you have after the master school. And they are the entry point and the, let's say, the requirements that most of the PhD school requires for enrollment.
Thank you, Davide. And taking Benedict's question, who's the professor leading the program? You just heard him. It's Davide Bunelli from Trento University. So, question from Ginevra: Will there be some mobility tracks that are available in admission period 1, but not available in period 2? If yes, which ones are they? I'm not sure if the question is taken correctly. So there is a phase 1 application running right now as we speak till 8th of February. And then there is another one opening up mid-February. I'm looking at Katie until early April. But the programs are the same that you can apply for. So there's no change between the two. Anything to add, Katie?
The only thing we would really recommend, if you don't have European citizenship, to apply in period 1, because there might be universities in which the immigration processes in the countries make it difficult for universities to accept non-EU students later on.
Correct.
So we would highly recommend, if you don't have European citizenship, to apply in period 1.
But it's, of course, it's not per se, it's something recommended. So just we have to emphasize that. Yeah. Okay, so question from Shiza: how much entrepreneurial exposure weighs in the application? If a candidate doesn't have any such thing on them, what are the chances of them getting into the program? Well, this is something that came up earlier about the weighing and the scoring. It really depends on on what you have been doing or where you've been studying, and yeah, so it's a personal case-by-case approach again. Let me take a question from the audience by raised hand, which is coming from, I can see the name, Kadia Shahid. If you can hear us, then please, the floor is yours.
Hello.
Hi.
My question is from Katie.
Okay.
I have applied for so I have applied for document attestation, but I got the date of 12th February and the deadline is 8th February. So would it be okay if I attach unstamped documents during application process and later on post the stamped documents, because I have emailed on the EIT Digital and they have told me that it's okay as long as I send the documents as early as possible.
Okay. I would ask to answer the email that you sent to the Master School office. I don't personally work with the actual documentation, so I hope it's okay that we get back to you via email. It's difficult to answer so specific individual cases like this. I hope that's okay.
Yes, that's okay, but can I have email, because the email that is given on EIT Digital, it gives very journal replies.
I'm just putting it now into the chat box. It should be working without a problem. This is the one that you can.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, this was the email that I'm using, but it's giving me very general replies.
Okay. If you email us again and mention that you were in this webinar, and we will take a look at it and make sure to get back to you with more specific answers if you don't feel that you have received them yet.
Okay, that would be great. I have one more question.
Okay, carry
on.
And
it's about visa procedure. I have chosen Italy, Polimi as my first preference, but Italy visa ratio is very low in my country. So will EIT help us in getting visa?
Unfortunate, there's not really that much we can do. We make sure to send out the documentation that you need as soon as we can, so that you can submit applications as quickly as possible. But there's not really much else we can do to assist you, unfortunately, in the actual process.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kadia. Jacopo Veronese.
Hi, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I wanted to ask a couple of questions. The first is regarding the scholarships, because I think that when Katie was speaking, told us that the Spectro scholarship is reserved for the non-EU applicants, but as I'm reading on the official website, it is stated that it is reserved for EU applicants. And then I have another question that is regarding the motivation letter, and that is if we are required to talk about an internship, an entrepreneurship idea that sticks to the program, for example, in this case, autonomous systems, or if we can speak of whatever we want. Thank you.
Shall I answer the first part about the scholarships? Just no, yeah, exactly. The homepage is correct. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear. There are full and half waivers that are available both to non-European and European students, but the Scholarship of Excellency, I think they called it, is only open to EU students.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jacopo. That was helpful for you, or is there anything else to clarify?
Yeah, I also wanted to know if the motivation letter, as it is required for us to describe an entrepreneurship idea, if we need to stick to the specific program, in this case, autonomous systems and intelligent robots, or if we can wonder about also another field. This was my doubt.
I'm not sure. This is perhaps more for you, Davide, if you could take it.
Let's say, of course, this is part of the material that you provide for the selection, and the more close to the program it is, more chance you have to be admitted. If your let's say proposal focus on a different area, actually, let's say it could have chances, but if someone else is more adherent to the program, has more probability to be admitted. You are free to write what you prefer, but better to be close to the program, actually.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jacopo.
That's all for me.
Okay, thank you so much. Muhammad Usama, the floor is yours.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is same as that was asked by Khadija. Actually, we are from Pakistan, so we are actually facing some difficulties in getting our documents attested, and my date is same as that of Khadija, which is 12th of February. So I wanted to ask that what happens that if our documents reach Sweden 2 or 3 days late than 15th of February, as your website mentions that your documents have to be reached Sweden by 15th of February, but we don't have any control over on courier services, and there are a lot of unforeseen interruptions in those services as well. So what happens if our documents arrive Sweden late?
Katie, it's more about the.
Yes. We do need the documents within the deadline as the information on the homepage. We do need to receive all documents by the 15th of February. If you have specific individual questions, you can always email us on the Master School email.
Okay, thank you. And there's one final one, I guess it's also more for you, Katie. It's from Nitish. Are the applications evaluated by a central EIT digital body or by the target universities?
The applications are evaluated by the target universities. It's a committee that together evaluates all the applications.
Thank you. And there is one last final one. In period 1, it's mentioned that we can apply to 2 programs. So do we have to mention both in the same application or need to apply separately?
Good question. You need to apply separately. It needs to be 2 different applications. And for once you have completed one, you can email us on the Master School email, and we will enable your account so that you can actually create the second one, because it won't work otherwise. Also, just good to know that for every application, you also need to pay the application fee. And you can only then accept one of the programs in the end, but yes, you can apply for 2.
Okay, excellent. So thank you so much. Okay, one last one. Then we have to wrap it up. From Nicholas, is the EIT digital certificate equivalent to master's degree? No, it's not. It's a label. You will receive the certificate from the 2 universities. So one from the entry, and the other one from the exit. So again, thank you so much. First of all, for the presenters, Professor Davide Bunelli, Katie Zmijewski from the Master School office, and also Christian Simam from the program itself to share your experiences, and also for the excellent questions. What we do hope that you will be coming with us and continue this journey. Just a gentle reminder is that if you start your application, you will be receiving a link to attend a webinar on the technicalities of the application procedure itself, organized by the Master School Office. This is happening next week. If you're not registered, you will not have having this link, so that's an extra that we advise you to do. But in the meanwhile, if there's any question, again, feel free to reach out to the Master School Office or check the website or to us, and then we do our very best so that you can submit your application. And of course, we hope you to see as a student of the program in the future. Again, thank you for being with us. Good luck and have a good afternoon. Thank you, all of you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.